from RNC Research. Watch. Democrat mayor of Chicago, Brandon Johnson, refuses to admit that police would help make the city safer for nearly 3 minutes. The host says, "Do you believe Chicago would be safer with more police?" And Johnson answers, "I believe cities would be safer if we actually had affordable housing." The fuck does that mean? Anyway, let's listen to this.
Would
it's
you
crazy.
also like to get federal funding to help put 5,000 more cops on the street in Chicago? Would that help drive down crime?
Well, look, policing by itself is not the full strategy.
No, I understand that. You've talked about the other things you want, and I said those are good and important programs, but I'm asking also, would 5,000 more police officers on the street in Chicago be helpful to go along with all of those social programs that a lot of cities are engaging in and having success with?
Wait a minute. 5,000 more police? More police than they already have in Chicago. And how would that not be a full-on authoritarian-style takeover of the city by adding 5,000 cops to Chicago? I mean, they're complaining, Democrats, I'm saying. They're complaining about the military intervening and all that stuff, all that hyperbole that they're talking about with the feds and the military, and it's the evil, big, bad orange dictator that's taken over. But, dude, adding 5,000 cops, talk about overkill.
Well, look, here's the best way I can put it, Joe.
Just let them do their damn jobs.
When I was in high school, we had 3,000 more police officers, and we had 900 people being murdered every single year in Chicago. It's just not policing alone. Of course, we want more detectives.
I know it's not policing alone, but I know it's not policing alone. You've told me everything else you want. I'm curious, and this does come down to an ideological difference between people. Do you believe that the streets of Chicago would be safer if there were more uniformed police officers on the streets?
In other words, do you still stand for defund the police? Do you still think that getting rid of all the cops in the city and replacing them with a bunch of freaking social workers is really the way to go? Of course it isn't, but I like how he's pressing them on this.
Chicago. I believe the city of Chicago and cities across America would be safer if we actually had, affordable housing.
Look, wrong answer.
That's not the question I asked. My question is, and I just need a yes or a no. Do you believe
just say no, dude, and let's move on.
Chicago would be safer?
Because we know you want to say no.
All of those other extraordinary programs put back into
it won't
place,
be safer.
Which do have a
Fuck
history
the
of being
police.
Successful. If that's
I am the police.
By having
the mayor kind of is.
More cops on the streets of Chicago.
God, dude, 5,000 more?
I don't believe that we should narrow it down to just police officers, Joe, is what I'm saying. That is an antiquated approach. I'm saying we've invested in detectives.
Mr. Mayor, are you hearing what I'm saying? I'm agreeing with you that all of these other social programs are extraordinarily important. I just need a yes or a no, and then this will be the last time I ask. If you get all of those other social programs that
you get all of it, all you want,
that New York City does, Los Angeles, other people do with great success.
I think Joe wants him to say no, actually.
On the streets in Chicago, help complement those programs to make Chicago safer.
I mean, we all know
we are working hard to make sure that our police department is fully supported. I don't believe that just simply putting out an arbitrary number around police officers is the answer.
Oh, wow, man. I mean, it's hard to gauge Joe and I can't remember her name. I know her name, but I forgot her name offhand, like this whole Morning Joe with his wife and whatnot. But anyway, he probably... there's not even a probably, dude. The common sense answer is if there's more cops, then yeah, there's going to be less crime because there's going to be more law enforcement out there making sure that crime isn't occurring. So we all know what the answer is, but I just got a feeling that Joe Scarborough just wants him to say no, because that would be the Democratic narrative. That would be the leftist narrative. Defund the police, get rid of the cops. We don't need cops. We can just police ourselves. And then the city of Chicago will just magically be safe. But anyway, I had to share that, man. That was a banger. That was a